Pesci, and this is Barnes & Noble Tagged. Elizabeth Gilbert wowed the world with her version of her world in the mega bestseller Eat, Pray, Love. It inspired, but also left us with a burning desire to know what became of her love interest, Philippe. Well, thankfully, she is willing to share that answer when she joins us in the studio with her new memoir, Committed. A childhood without a TV on a small Christmas tree farm in Connecticut was the fertile ground to feed two writers-to-be, Catherine Murdoch, author of Dairy Queen and The Off-Season, and her sister, Elizabeth Gilbert, author of the mega best-selling memoir, Eat, Pray, Love. But before her days as a bestseller, Elizabeth was a journalist on the road, always looking for a good story, and it got her plenty of awards. Her first work of fiction, Pilgrims, was a finalist for the PEN/Hemingway Award. Elizabeth followed with the novel Stern Men, and then was nominated for the National Book Critics Circle Award for her biography, The Last American Man. But it was her memoir, Eat, Pray, Love, the story of traveling the world after a difficult divorce, that brought her worldwide attention and a special guest appearance on Oprah. The most frequent question she is asked by fans is, are she and Philippe, the man she met during Eat, Pray, Love, still together? Elizabeth's full answer to that question is in her latest book, Committed, and she is here in the Barnes & Noble studio to tell us all about it. Elizabeth Gilbert, you've been tagged. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, it's a huge honor. We're thrilled. Something has always struck me about your books. They are so personal, and you really, tell everything about yourself, and yet so many people can relate to them. Why do you think that is?
Well, first of all, it's easy for me to write books that are really personal because I'm not a very private person. I'm sort of the boundaryless woman, so it's not really, it's not really a problem.
Most people always say the opposite, but so you really are.
No, I can't even tell where I end and you begin.
Yeah.
So I think that mushiness helps a lot. But I also just think that I definitely learned in the process of Eat, Pray, Love, I'm a pretty representative 21st century American woman of my time, of my culture, and a lot of the questions and fears and hesitations and aversions that I have are not particularly different from what a lot of other people are feeling. So I'm happy to kind of make myself be sort of the avatar for other people's questions and kind of go out in the world. I also have the luxury of being able to spend 2 or 3 years on one subject, where other people don't. So I'll take all the questions that everyone has, go out in the world for a couple of years, investigate it, and then, kind of weave it into my own life and put it out there. And I think it creates something that's pretty universal.
Tell us about the book.
Well, what happened was that, as people who read Eat, Pray, Love knew, I fell in love with this guy, and we made this very serious vow to each other that we would never marry because we had both been survivors of very bad divorces. For reasons I'm sure I do not have to explain to anyone, it made us very wary of the institution of matrimony. And we really did make a commitment that we would stay together forever outside of the bounds of organized union. And that plan was sort of overthrown one day at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport when he was flying into the country and was taken aside by the Homeland Security Department, arrested, detained, and kicked out of the country for no particular reason, I must say. But those things happen. And the only way I could get him back was to marry him. So we were effectively sentenced to wed by the INS. And I must say that is the only way that we were ever going to get married, unless somebody had literally come with a shotgun. And so I had such, to be honest, my first reaction when the Homeland Security guy said you have to get married, it's the only way you can get him back, I just thought, okay, but no one must know. I felt such an aversion to it. I don't want anyone to know about it. I want it to happen as though it didn't happen. And I just thought, I have to get over this because this is a really bad juju to bring into this relationship. And so I set out on this exploration of trying to figure out what marriage is and trying to find a comfortable place for myself within that history, and that's what the whole intention of the book was.
What was one of the big things that struck you? And you have a lot of statistics that really were mind-blowing about how women who get married later have more success in marriage and all that. What one of the things that you learned really surprised you the most?
Not so much a surprise, but just a confirmation, and it's something that cannot be expressed enough. It is clear, it is repeated in every single study, it is non-negotiable information. Marriage is not a game for young people. It's not. It is simply not. The statistics show it. If you get married under the age of 21, God help you, you know, it is an infinitesimal likelihood that you will remain married. It's just, you're not ready. And it definitely seems to be the case that the women who consistently report themselves to be happiest and most satisfied in their marriages are those who waited a long time to get married and who established themselves, you know, like grew into their own bones first, have their own lives, have autonomy outside the home, had children late in life, had a small amount of children, have their own access to economic liberty. And those are the women who you would think, in a weird way, would make the worst wives.
Yes,
You know,
I'm one of those.
You would
the
think,
whole description.
you would think that they would not be equipped for, you know, to step into this institution, but in fact, they are the most contented, and their marriages tend to last, which is really a kind of a celebration of how feminism has sort of saved the institution of marriage.
The book is called Committed. Elizabeth, so great talking to you.
Thank you
so much.
Thanks, Molly. I appreciate it.
Here's a tagged close-up. If you acquired a belly that shook like a bowl full of jelly over this holiday season, take a look at this. A book with pictures, graphs, and a new approach that will have you saying, bye-bye, belly. The Belly Fat Cure, by best-selling author and internationally recognized health expert for busy people, Jorge Cruz, is a new addition to his library of other bestsellers, including 8 Minutes in the Morning, The 3-Hour Diet, and The 12-Second Sequence. He calls his new approach to dieting for those who are too tired to diet or exercise, and proposes the cure for belly fat is eating the right amount of sugar and carbs. The book is filled with useful charts, lots of belly bad and belly good food photos, and plenty of before and after pictures of winners in the belly fat battle. Each victory story comes with its own best tip for success. And that's my tagged close-up. Every week, we take a look at the new offerings in the world of books. And if you were on the nice list this year, maybe you got a Nook, the world's most advanced e-reader. So today, we've got the top tags to get you started building your e-reader library. Appearing bigger and brighter at number 5 is New Moon, the second in the Stephenie Meyer Twilight saga. You've read the book, you've seen the movie, but now you can always have New Moon within reach as an ebook. Download it to your iPhone, laptop, or my personal favorite, Nook. Directing us to number 4 is Noah's Compass, from Pulitzer Prize-winning author Ann Tyler, who brings her quirky, insightful approach to the story of Liam Pennywell, a private school teacher forced into retirement who's trying to come to terms with change, family, love, and money. When I'm done reading this, I think I'm going to lend it to my mom for her Nook. My number 3 ebook tag is the winner of the 2009 National Book Award for Fiction, Let the Great World Spin by Cullen McCann. The disparate lives of people are drawn together by hope, beauty, and the real-life tightrope walker who braved the high wire between the Twin Towers in 1974. My number 2 ebook tag is out this week, so skip the lines and get it downloaded in seconds. It's Not My Daughter by best-selling author Barbara Delinsky. The mother-daughter ties are stretched to a breaking point in this heart-wrenching story of love and forgiveness. Reading it on the Nook makes it really easy to grab for the tissues you are going to need before this emotional story is over. Having it your way at number 1 is You, The Owner's Manual Diet by Doctors Mehmet Oz and Michael Roizen. The You doctors are always on call when you have their diet guidance in ebook form. Get support, advice, and food facts to help you on your way to your New Year You. And those are my top ebook tags. Hey, look, my top 5 tags and even more, all on one Nook. 2010 is looking great to me. Thanks for watching. Barnes & Noble Tagged.